Alrighty, welcome to Past Studio, where we talk to people from different paths of life, whether they're an artist, influencer, entrepreneur, developer, or designer. Let's get to know the story of their path. My name is Arturo Montiel, CEO at Past Studio, and I'm joined here today with my good friend Luis Nunez, a soon-to-be software engineer at Amazon, but a current Amazon IT specialist.
IT engineer.
IT engineer. There we go.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know who you are, Luis, give us a bit of a background.
Yeah. So like Arturo said, my name is Luis. Currently on a software engineering journey. Been studying now software development like the past 6 months, but I'm not new to it. I do have a bachelor's in IT, and I pretty much coded all of college, but I gave it up once I graduated. Went more of the infrastructure route, the IT route. Working with servers, networks, stuff like that. And I ended up quitting that job like almost a year ago. So I was back home in Milwaukee, and I was like, I don't know. I felt comfortable. Like you just feel comfortable when you're like, all right, man, like everything is too stagnant. So I decided to leave to another state, move to Texas. I'm in Austin right now, big in tech, which is a big reason why I chose Austin. And yeah, I didn't know anyone here. And here I am. Still don't know anyone, but we're thriving. But we were keeping it pushing.
That's awesome. Wait, so when did you, or actually, why did you decide to go from graduating college to dip in and going to a completely different state? What happened?
Oh, I mean, all right, first thing is like, I hate the cold, right? I hate shoveling. I hate the snow, man. And I've lived in it my whole 23 years of life. And I've always wanted to move down south. But one day I was just like, all right, I got to do it. Like, it's either I do it or I don't. And the last thing I want to do is live with regret, get older, I don't know if it's the time when, maybe I have kids someday, have a family. It's like, damn, I don't want to look back and still be, somewhere else, like back home and be like, oh, I should at least left and tried it out, see if I liked it or not. So pull up, pull the plug, told my mama I was leaving. She was really mad at me. She obviously didn't want me to leave.
Was it out of the blue?
It was kind of out the blue, yes.
Oh man.
I mean, I've always had it in my mind, but it wasn't planned. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was just like, all right, just quit my job and left everything. And I even booked like my apartment online. Never been here in my life, never seen the apartment, but I got really lucky, man. Like it's crazy. It's wild.
Blessed.
Took a big risk.
Yeah, man. And has it paid off? Like how's that risk that you took?
Yeah, I mean, when I moved, I didn't have a job either. I didn't know anyone, didn't have a job. So it was scary, man. It was scary. I was like,
holy crap.
What if I don't get a job anywhere and like I can't pay my bills? I had money in my bank, like, to live off for a couple of months, but like what if I don't get a job in like 6 months? It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be homeless. I'm gonna get evicted. But I was interviewing, and actually the second day I got here is when I got an offer from Amazon. So literally my second day here in Austin, I was like, I saw my email and I saw like, congratulations. I'm like, holy shit, it's meant to be. Sorry if I cuss, but
no, you're good. You're good. You can cuss. I don't care. But my goodness. So that's just crazy, bro. On the second day, you get an email from Amazon, big Jeffrey Bezos company. It was like, yeah, you got the job.
Yeah, funny thing is when I applied, I was like, whatever, I'm probably not gonna get it anyway. So, because first is like you apply, then you do an online assessment, it's like a behavioral assessment. I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. I passed that. Then I got like a interview, like a phone technical interview, it's like an hour long. I was like, oh, this is stressful. I went on Reddit like to see what kind of questions they ask, and yes, a lot of questions are on Reddit. I studied for like a couple weeks past that, and then I did the actual interview with the lead engineers. It was like 4 hours long, 4 rounds. And
holy cow.
Yeah, it was really intense, and luckily I passed it.
Right, man. Oh my goodness. Wow. Dude, I don't know how I I can't even fathom any of that because I'm 19. I still live with mom. So it's like, when did you move out? Like at what age?
Yeah, I mean you're young. I moved out at 23. Yeah, 23.
How old are
Oh
you
no,
now?
sorry. I lived on campus pretty much all 4 years of university, so
Mm,
18. But I mean, I went home every weekend because I worked at
mm.
a Chili's. I was a bartender at a Chili's 4 years
Shout
until I
out Chili's.
graduated. Oh man, I still like their food. I never got bored of it. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I like their food. People hate on it so much, and I'm like, hey man, your chicken fingers, stop it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
What's
they're
your
so
favorite? What's your
good.
favorite meal from Chili's?
Uh, Probably their chicken crispers, the honey chipotle ones,
Yes, yes. The honey
and the
chipotle one.
chips and salsa, man, slap.
Oh, you can't go wrong. Oh my!
Um,
I had friends that worked there when I was like younger. I was like 16, and they would bring me like bags of chips the next day at school. I'm like, oh, you guys are trying to flirt with me or something. What are you guys doing?
it's
But
something about the chips, but
oh yeah, man. So like, okay, so how did you even get into software engineering? Because you were originally a computer science major, right?
no, I was actually I was a chemistry major my first semester.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a chemist. I think I watched too much Breaking Bad, but decided it wasn't for me. uh, then I went to IT and like barely second semester, so
Oh
uh,
wow. But
yeah,
you took
but
computer science classes, like some of
mm,
them for IT,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
ended
it's
up like
like
hating Java and everything about it.
oh man, I think I got burnt out. I think that's what it was. Like I struggled, man. I struggled with Java. Like I took like intro to Java. I passed it. It was like I think I got like a B or a B plus, and that's like my one of my lowest grades at Garnet University. And I was like, I was bummed out. I was not gonna take another class. I was like, I'm done with software engineering. Like I can't do this. Then I think the last semester, my friend was like, all right, hey, let's take another computer science class. I was like, I don't know, man. But I went with it, and same thing. And I kind of struggled, but it was a lot better. Um, then I started applying for software engineering jobs. My buddy, he got a software engineering job. He has the same degree as I do, his IT
Really?
degree. Yeah, he got a software engineering job right at the bat, like
No way. Where
right out of
at?
college. This one credit card company.
Oh, that's sick.
But he's making good money. Like we start off on the same pay. Um, After just like 1 or 2 years, he was like almost double. Yeah, which I was like, damn. When he told me that, I was like, man, all right, I gotta make the switch now.
Solid six figures.
Yeah,
Good man. Nice,
just like
nice.
that, man. Just like that. And
Holy
that's on the low
cow.
end too.
Oh, is it?
You know,
I'm just gonna guess. Is it like 150?
I mean, I have friends that right out of college can make 130. It's insane. Yeah. So,
Oh my goodness. I think in Florida, I don't know about software engineers, but I have a couple friends that are older than me and they graduated. They barely make like 45, 50K. Like, how do you
yeah.
live? Like it's hard
Yeah.
to live in Florida on 50K. I can't imagine like Texas, like a big state. My goodness,
Yeah,
man.
it's not that bad. But Austin is becoming a huge like second like a Silicon Valley 2.0. So like you're starting to hear stuff now. It's like you're getting so expensive now to the point where like if you're not a software engineer and you're living in Austin, it's not even worth it.
Really?
Yeah. So like that's why I moved there. I'm like, oh, man, I'm moving into software engineering like at the right time. Like Amazon's here, Google's here, Apple's here,
Wow.
IBM, everything, man.
Wow, that's crazy. And is that what motivated you to go from Alaska to
Alaska.
Texas? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's only the reason. Like, I wasn't gonna move like to Utah, where I don't think technology is huge there, or Wyoming, but like I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, but I kind of wanted to make like a smart decision too, like if
Mm,
I'm gonna move, I gotta make sure I'm like at least setting myself up for like opportunities. So
holy cow.
um I would have moved to San Francisco or Seattle, but it's expensive.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so expensive over there. There was like because I know you're on TikTok, but I don't know if you saw the video where there was this lady, she was like, come shop with me come shop with my family and see how we survive on $90,000 in, I think it was like in LA or something like that. And I was like,
That
whenever
makes
she said
sense.
surviving 90K, she didn't even say like where at. I was like, "Psh, bro, okay, you're sounding a little bit pretentious here." Then she said LA, and I was like, oh, you're in poverty.
Yes. Right. I think I don't even know how much they start off over there. But like 90K is not much there. It's maybe like
Mm,
barely average for like a single person. At least like to live a decent life.
yeah, it was
So
rough. It was a rough video. But whenever you say like, because something that I see all over like your social media and like everything you talk about, you always talk about motivating yourself, pushing yourself beyond your limits. Like, how did you get to that kind of mindset? Were you always like that, or?
um that's a good question. I feel like I was always like that, but I think it roots from seeing my parents struggle.
Mm,
I think it roots down from like family. Like
mm,
I was never. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I was never. I wasn't raised like poor. I wasn't poor growing up. Like I wasn't. I had everything I ever wanted, but at a sacrifice of my parents. Like they're always wearing the
mm.
same clothes, working all day long. Like they never treated themselves, but they treated me and my brother and my sister.
Wow.
So it felt kind of sad. Like I want them to treat themselves too, but like they don't.
Yeah.
So my goal always was like, all right, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna take care of them, but I gotta put in work, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously I want to take care of my family, make sure my family in the future is good too. But like I also want to have enough to the point where it's like I can take care of them too.
Wow.
Um, and I also grew up with low self-esteem. I was growing up, I didn't have friends. I was always like, also when it came to like girls, like I was like the guy was always getting friend zoned. I was the guy like always try to fit in. I always wanted to be, like the popular kid growing up,
Right.
but I never was it. I was out of shape. The only thing I didn't play any sports. The only thing I played was Xbox all day long. So I don't know. I just got fed up. I got in shape too. I think working out is what changed my life, or was like the start of changing my life.
Dude, yeah, because you're
Um,
jacked.
it's just part of my life. But definitely like that put some like discipline in my life, so then I could
Mm,
apply other places in my life. So now it's the software engineering, but
yeah, man. Because now you're working out not only like your body with like the gym and everything, but mentally, holy cow! Software engineering is such a big mental game. Such a big mental game. How's it
it's rough.
been?
Man, it's really time consuming.
Yeah. How many
Very time.
hours? Like a day?
Oh, dude. See, I work 4 days a week. I try to study like an hour before. I get up at 5 in the morning every day. Like I don't have free time, man. Like
Mm-mm.
especially during my work, an hour studying. Then I work out before work, study again, and then I gotta make videos. Right, I gotta make my daily video on Instagram. I gotta make my 1 to 3 TikToks a day, and I gotta like it's gotta do homework for a class. I don't have time, bro. Like I don't have time.
Yeah.
All the time I got now, it's like to that. Sometimes I'm like, man, I want to have some fun, but it's like, damn. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have my fun. Like today's my day off. I don't do anything. I have no class. Got no work. So
Let's
try to
go.
relax a little bit. But I still got a 2-hour study session because I formed a study group with my class. So I'm kind of like starting. Like I start the meetings there too for other
Oh,
people.
okay. This
Yeah.
guy, dude, literally, you have no idea how many people I've talked to about you because I I met you through TikTok. I was like, yo, this guy's literally doing the exact same that I'm doing. I was like, I want to get to know this guy. Plus, he's
Yeah,
Hispanic
I
and brown.
remember.
I was like, all right, let's do it. So, as you know, as anybody would do, they gotta stalk a little bit, see where their social media is at. Luckily, TikTok has a little Instagram button, so it's pretty easy. Click it, whatever.
Mhm.
Not text you, yo, want to be homies? You're like, yeah, all right, cool. And ever since that day, bro, I've been so impressed. Like, I don't know how to say it in English without it sounding like weird, but like, do you speak Spanish? You speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, I do. It's my first language.
Let's go. All right. So like I was impresionado with like how you like with your work ethic, with your humility, with just you as a person in general. It was so like inspiring to see that something that to me right now that I'm 18, that I'm 19 seems so like out of reach because like I'm disciplined, I'm consistent, but there are days that like I'm not, and there are days I just don't feel like putting in the work. There are days like because like I grew up in a very similar situation as you that my family they were able to give me everything I ever wanted, but at their expense. Like my mom has had the same clothes for the past like since we got here to the States.
Right.
So it's like I want to repay them the same way. Like and I tell them verbally every single day, I'm like, I'm gonna take care of you guys and your gray hairs, don't worry about it. Like it's on me. And seeing you putting in the work and everything like that, like it truthfully inspired me and motivated me in so many different ways. So it's just like I've told so many people about your story and about you and like your days and everything like that. And so like holy cow, man, seriously, like thank you so much for coming on the pod and willing to talk about these kinds of things because you don't get to hear this part from a lot of people on social media. It's very
No.
it's very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not always motivated either. Don't get me wrong, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's nights after my 10-hour shift is like, man, I don't want to study. I'm like, also, I'm like really focused on my diet. I'm like, man, I'm trying to eat healthy and like, it's mentally draining, bro. Like, there's nights where I'm like, I'm frustrated. I'm just frustrated. Like, I'm like frustrated, angry, and kind of like upset, which is like how busy life is. It takes a toll on your mind. Like, it's hard, man. It's like I don't want to do this. No, like I just want to, I guess, like give up, but I can't. Like it's just not in me. So I'm like whatever, because at nights, man, I gotta study. I gotta make these videos. Sometimes I don't know what to upload, but like
I felt that.
if I don't upload, it'll mess with my head. It's like, all right, I gotta think of a video. I only got like an hour, and then trying to get 8 hours of sleep too, because sleep is really important. Because if I don't sleep, then I can't study as effectively. So it's like, oh man, it's hard, but I keep reminding myself it's gonna pass. It's
Yeah.
you know, I'll be living a much frugal life filled with more enjoyments in the future. But
Toca madera.
for now, for now, it's just keeping, staying disciplined. So
Yeah, man. Like with balancing, because like for me, like I'm fortunate where as of right now, like I mean, there's like certain like medical things that I have to like take care of on my own. So like I really don't have a time for job, but um like I'm fortunate to where like I don't have to work a full-time job. Although I work a full-time job, like I have my own business, but it's a lot different because like you're your own boss. But like seeing people like you and seeing people that like my sister, like where they work a full-time job at corporate and then they have to balance all of the parts of their life, like gym, social life, personal life, like self-care. Like how do you balance it? Like how do you manage a to-do list? Is there a system or is it just like a mental thing that you got to work on?
that's good. That's a good question because I ask that question a lot. Not because mine isn't working, but I'm wondering if there's something more effective.
Mm,
But it always comes down to, I think it's just a habit, man. Like a routine. Routine is key. Like every single day, at least, when the days I work is wake up at 5:30, gym, study, breakfast, work, and then TikToks, study, sleep, repeat. That's been my life the past 6 months now, past 5 months. Um,
so badass.
and I've been uploading every single day on TikTok since February.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it becomes a habit eventually. I think it's just finding your routine and being realistic with yourself too, and not beating yourself up if one day you try to study an hour but you only have time for like 30 minutes or something.
Mm,
You have a new day tomorrow. You got to keep pushing.
wow.
But it comes down to habits. I want to say good habits.
Good habits.
Yeah.
So like being consistent and disciplined and just like making something, making like your goal a habitual habit.
Yeah, because my mindset is you could accomplish anything in life with consistency and time,
That's what I'm saying.
right? Like I was doing YouTube. I had a gaming channel. Fortunately, kind of less interest in video games. I'm not really into video games anymore, but I managed to get 3 million views on YouTube. So I think that's what it's sitting at, 3 million views now. 10.6K subscribers, and it took me like a year and a half. And all I did for that year and a half was work. Same thing with like coding. Go home. I was recording daily too, every single day, every single day. Like when I tell you I tried to do so many things, I've tried so many things and I failed so many times. And I'm gonna keep failing so many times, no doubt. I tried drop shipping in school. I tried to be a fitness influencer in college. I tried try to be a big YouTuber the past like 2 years. Now I'm doing TikTok. Like it's
That's
now I'm
awesome.
doing software engineering and stuff. It's like it's just you just gotta keep throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks.
Yeah.
But I
Dude,
feel
that's
like this is
awesome.
what's I've always been passionate about software development though. It's just I always thought I was too dumb. I wasn't smart enough.
Mm.
But like with how far I've come in my past experiences, like man, this is easy. I've done way harder things. Like I moved across the country with knowing no one, never been here. The scariest thing in my life. If I can do that, I can do anything else. you know?
Wow. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like genuinely, because a lot of people limit themselves because they don't know their bounds of other discomfort. And so like they only limit themselves to what they're comfortable to do. And so like it's so hard to know what you're capable of if you're not even willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And I actually recently just made a TikTok where it kind of blew up, thank God. But like I got a lot of comments saying like, "Oh wow!" Like basically the TikTok was, I said anybody can learn how to code. We got free resources and everything. Odin Project, you're a big fan of it. Free Code
Oh
Camp,
yeah.
huge fan of it. Side Guide, paid but big fan of it. And then we got like we had like some people say like, "Oh, like it's not that easy." Like, "Oh, I can't do it because like I have average intelligence. Like I can't do it because blah 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 blah." And I'm just like, you can. Like I was in a similar boat, but not even with Java. Like I freaking started out with HTML and Python, and I couldn't even do crap with it in the beginning. Like I was like going at it for 2 months. I felt stupid. I wasn't able to do it. Quit. And then I picked it back up like a year later, whenever my girlfriend and I broke up actually. And I was just like, everything just clicked. Like there's certain things that I still don't understand about JavaScript because it's pretty loosely made. But like you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And I feel like that's something that like you embody a lot, that putting yourself out there, trying out different things and being confident in yourself and in the person that you're going to get to know, because you don't know the person that you're going to be until later on. And so if you're willing to get to know that person now, even though it's uncomfortable, you'll be able to do so much more than what you really think. So that's why like whenever people ask me about, because I do talk to a lot of people about you because I look up to you a lot. And I tell them like, yeah, like they're like, oh, like does he have like social media? Like is he like an influencer? Like he sounds like a really cool guy. Like you should definitely have a social media. I'm like, yeah, he does. Like it's on TikTok. Um they're like, oh, like it's coding. I was like, no. It's motivation. Like it's about coding, but it's like definitely motivating than it is anything else.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that. Like, yes, I'm very passionate about tech, more specifically software development. But I think the passion roots more from coming from a place of struggle to coming to a place where it's like, oh, okay, I can actually do this.
Mm,
So it's like, this is something hard that I've struggled with, but I can do it. And I think that's where the initial passion of software development comes from. Um, but yes, and obviously coding is a big mental thing. A lot of people are gonna tell you they can't do it, they're not smart enough, and I'm average, dude. I don't come from money. I don't come from geniuses. I'm like the first one to graduate college in my family. It's I'm just a normal dude, bro. Like I like to have fun too. I don't have any special talents, I think.
hey now, you got 10,000 subscribers on GTA. Come on, bro.
and just that just goes to show it's just anything with time and consistency, you can
Yeah.
do it, you know.
Mm,
Now, a big thing too is who you surround yourself with. Because I have a friend, he's from my hometown. He lives here in Austin. He's a big YouTuber. He has like 400K on YouTube. And dude, like he knows, like, you know, Gideon.
Hmm.
He knows Gideon. He knows a bunch of these like big YouTubers, bro. Like,
Holy cow.
and it's so inspiring to me. Cause one time he was like on a Zoom call with him. I'm like, how does he know this guy? Like, I know like this is my friend. Like, he's verified on Instagram and everything. Is like, dude, if he can do it, man, we come from the same like hometown. We're both like a minority. He's black, I'm Hispanic. It's like, man, he can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
She just like, once you know someone that's made it, it's so much easier to convince yourself that you can do it too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's facts. I personally don't know anybody that's like made it per se, but I like with social media, like I've been able to connect with so many people that quote made it. And it's like very inspiring. Like even just like
Mhm.
having like a 2-minute conversation with them or something like that. Like it's just like, oh my God, like they're like it's like I put these people like on a pedestal and I get to know them and it's like they're just another person, like they're just a
Yeah,
human being. And
yeah.
it's like, holy shit, like how did you like I hate
Mhm.
cussing, but I don't give a damn right now. Like it's seriously like
Yeah.
insane to think that this person grew up either from riches and then to riches or like from rags to riches. Either way, it's still respectable. Like they still put in that work, they still put in that
Mhm.
discipline. They had different resources, they used them and allocated them differently. And it's like, wow, like if I'm able to like at this age right now where like social media is so predominant or so dominant and I'm able to connect with so many people about it, like let me get to learn from these people. Like I'm only 19. Like I'd like to sure, like I like to retire my parents and everything like that by like 30, but you gotta like you said, surround yourself with people that are like that. And having these podcasts with people that I look up to or that I respect or that I really just want to get to know more about, I've been able to surround myself because thank God, like most people in these podcasts, like I've had 4 6 months of like constant conversation with them. Cause like this isn't the first time that we've been talking. Like we've been talking since I think I don't freaking know. Long time. Way before
Yeah,
you even started your boot camp. So it's just
yeah.
like, holy cow, man. Like it's a very beautiful thing. And I think a lot of people that are just saying like, oh, I can't do it because, excuse. And it's like, no, you can. Like you really can. Like I'm not that smart. I just work really smart. I'm not successful in any way possible. Like I'm not like not successful in the way that I like to merit myself to, but like with what I'm able to do productivity wise, like I have a pinched nerve that like limits me to do like 4 hours of work max on my computer. And I'm able to run a business, code like 2 hours every single day, and then still like post like hecka TikToks and everything like that for me and my clients. Like it's like you can do it, people can do it. And then you on the other hand, like you're literally filling your entire day to the brim. The entire day, my man. Like,
Mhm.
so it's so inspiring. It's such a cool thing. I think it's so badass what you're doing. And like, oh my God. Like I only speak highly of you. Straight up.
And I appreciate that, man.
Of course, man.
Yeah, dude. I think a lot of people too. We live in such a world of instant gratification, right?
Mm,
TikTok, for example, boom, video, boom, 2 seconds, boom. All right. If you want to make a good TikTok that's gonna blow up, you need to grab like their attention in the first 1 or 2 seconds because we have such low like attention spans now to the point where it's like if I don't get it now, I don't want it. Amazon.
yeah.
Oh, if anything takes longer than 1 or 2 days, oh, that's way too long.
Which I don't even
You
get,
know.
bro, because I literally don't even have Prime. Like I'm like standard shipping. I'm good with waiting like a week or two.
Yeah, but like we live now in a world where it's like, boom, we want some food, DoorDash, Uber Eats, boom, in your house in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So when we, try to start a new skill and it doesn't take a month, it doesn't take 2 months, but rather it can take a year or two. Oh, I can't do it. It
Yeah.
takes too long. But that's why most people don't continue it. Even with TikTok, oh, people think, oh, I see everyone else blowing up. Maybe if I upload a video or two, I'll blow up too and be famous like them. No, You don't see how long they've been posting. They've probably been posting since 2019, 2018. 4 years.
Yeah,
You don't see that. It takes a long time.
it
So.
definitely takes a long time. Like, have you heard of the rule where it's like you got to put in your 10,000 hours before you're professional?
Hmm.
Yeah. Like a lot of these people, like I thought the same thing. Like when I went on TikTok, I was like, wow, like, these kids are blowing up. And sure, like some of their videos do blow up, but like
Yeah.
sustainability wise, like they can't make a career out of just one viral video. But
Yeah.
like these people, like I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Tony Satvochi. He's a comedian on TikTok. I'll send you him if you haven't heard of him. Dude's really funny. He is
Hmm.
so authentic on TikTok. Like, and that's why I really like him. But I mean, also he's funny, but he was saying like a lot of these people think that I've been on TikTok for a year. Can you hear me by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it was like cutting on my headphone. But he was like, a lot of these people think I've been on TikTok for like 6 months. No, like I've been on this game for 4 or 5 years. I've been posting consistently like 4 days, like 4 times every single day. Like he
Yeah.
was like, get off my D, you know, like I was like, all right. But nah man, it doesn't take like there are those unicorns that can learn programming in like a month or 3 months, whatever not.
Yeah, but it's like anything, everything else. There's
Yeah,
always that one.
it's like 0.0000001%.
Yeah, you don't want to focus on that. Your chances
No.
are too low.
I
Also,
was
like,
just
yeah,
sorry.
go
No,
ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Now we're just gonna go back to software development. It's like, in my class, I want to say most people don't have a degree or have never coded a day in their life.
Wow.
And so a lot of them come to me for help. And I love helping, one, because it helps them, and two, because it helps me. Right. So
Mm,
it's a win-win situation. Because if I can teach it, then I obviously know what I'm talking about. Uh, so yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are like, man, how do these people know what they're talking about? Just like me and like a few other guys that know what they're talking about. And I'm sure like one of the newer guys, the newer people that have never coded are probably like, oh man, how do they know so good? They must be geniuses. Cause that's how I used to think when I was in college. Oh man, I don't know anything. There were some geniuses in my computer science classes, but they've been doing it a long time.
yeah.
People probably think, oh, I'm a genius. I'm not a genius. I've just been exposed to it for a long time.
Yeah.
Not that I'm good at all, not that I'm really good at it, but like, I'm probably like one of like the top of my class right now. But I'm not, I put a lot of time into it in technology and been surrounded around technology for a long
Yeah.
time in software development. So, just you don't see, I guess you just can't compare yourself.
No. And it's so hard not to, man. It's so hard not to.
It's so
Like
hard. Yeah.
I'm someone that like I genuinely like I'm not prideful in like the bad sense. Like I'm a very like humble like person, I like to say. That sounds ironic, but like um people like even sometimes like I compare myself. Like I remember like there were times whenever like I compare myself to you and I was just like, oh man, like I wish I could be like Luis where like he's like learning Node.js and like getting into Express to like make a server. I'm like, that's so sick. Like that's like out of this world. Like I want and like I mean now like I know a little bit about it. Like I'm still learning about like web application, but dude, like it's more about just like if you want to become like someone or you compare yourself to someone, that's you saying like, oh, I'm lacking in this specific area of my life and I want to be like that person. So instead of making myself feel bad about it, I can either do two things: work on it or talk to that person and work on it. And that's actually what I did. I was like, yo man, how do you make a Node.js server?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then also, dude, I have like almost 4 years, more life than or there might be because I used to compare. I love cars, dude. I'm a huge car guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
a big
huge
car guy,
car guy.
bro.
I remember, man, even to this day, I see people with nice cars, like nice, like even a Lamborghini or a nice C8 or a nice like BMW M4, $90,000 cars, like a Camaro Z01, 80, $90,000 car. I'm like, man, how come I can't have that? But then I realized they're like 30 years old. They've had more time to build wealth.
Yeah,
They've had more time than I have. So like, all right, that makes sense. I'll give myself like 3, 4 more years, grind it out, and I'm sure I'll be there by then.
100%,
You know,
100%.
so
What's your favorite car, by the way?
M4,
M4?
BMW.
Heck
hmm
yeah.
I love the newer
Oh,
one.
did you see the one where there's like it's like carbon fiber exhaust?
It must be, yeah. I know some of them have it. It's like a feature or an
It's
off.
so fine. It's so
Yeah,
fun. Like I'm not really like a big car guy. I'm more like a retro car guy. But like
yeah.
the new Beamers with the carbon fiber, I'm like, okay,
hmm Yeah. But yeah, you need to
that's some
make
nice
some
eye
money
candy.
first.
Oh yeah, I mean I could go into debt, but I don't think it'd be worth it. I
Yeah,
don't think it'd be worth it.
my rule of thumb now is I can't let a car cost more than half of my income. So if I buy a $90,000 car, I gotta be making at least $180,000 a year.
Heck yeah,
That's just my rule of thumb. If I want to buy a $50,000 car, I gotta be making at least six figures.
heck yeah,
So
man.
that's
How
just my
how is it like doing finances? Like, how is it in general?
thumb. It's hard. It's harder. Paying rent sucks. So if you're still living at home, man, it's a blessing.
Oh, it is a
Enjoy
blessing.
it as much as you can, dude. My rent's like 1,300 and 1,400, and it's gonna go up once my lease is up because Austin is getting expensive. I guess the whole world is getting expensive, you know.
Bro,
But
Florida's getting
gas
so
is now
expensive.
double.
How much? Wait, how much is gas for you guys?
Here in Austin, it's like 425.
Oh, that's so cheap. The ours. Ours is like $5.70.
In Florida, is that where
Bro,
you
it's
live?
not even like Tampa or Orlando. Like it's not. Like it's literally Lakeland. Like it's the
What?
stupid town in the middle that no one goes to. Like there's nothing here. There's nothing here. There is absolutely nothing here. And it
Dude,
costs
what?
570. Yeah, man.
I
Like
didn't know Florida was it that expensive.
I don't know why it's so expensive. I don't know why. Especially Lakeland. Like nobody lives in Lakeland. But like in Orlando and Tampa, my mom was just there and she told me that like gas was like way more expensive. She didn't tell me the number, but I was like, I can only imagine.
I thought it was expensive here. When I moved here, barely, not even a year ago, dude, it was like 250, and
Oh,
then
that's so nice.
I know,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
so
now it's
sweet.
double.
Dude, gas is mad expensive. But with that being said though, what like because you said Texas is becoming kind of like a next Silicon Valley, like a Silicon Valley 2.0. What are you seeing over there that's making it more like that? Because you go over there, it's just tech and it's just like people wearing glasses and they're like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a software engineer, like working at a unicorn. What do you see?
Oh, I mean, here in Austin, this is crazy. Like, and it's not just tech; it's like a influencer city.
Really?
Uh, my gym, because I'm huge into fitness, so when it comes to TikTok, I either get tech on my for you page or I see fitness stuff. That's my for you
Mm,
page. And a lot of these big content creators, like go to my gym. So like I see them like every day.
really?
And I wasn't like that back home, It's like, but here it's like, man, I see like this dude with 1 million followers. Oh yeah, he goes to my gym. I see him like every day. Cool dude. It's like Amazon is here. Google's here. I think pretty sure, yeah, I think Facebook is here too. I know Tesla's here. They're building their Gigafactory here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's here in Austin. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, and that's why I'm not leaving. That's why I'm like staying here. Even though if it gets expensive, it's like it's convenient for me. I got more opportunities here.
I'm not freaking leaving. I'm
Yeah,
freaking staying.
I'm not leaving, man.
What's your I don't know if you can even answer this because I know you work at Amazon, but like what is your dream company to work for?
Man. Um, I like working for Amazon though. Let me just start off by saying that Amazon is great, man. Like, I think they really push you to the leadership. They have good leadership, in my
Yeah.
opinion. They have a lot of opportunities. I mean, they're paying for my boot camp, so
Shout out.
so it's a blessing, man. So I love to be an SDE there, but pretty much just I like Facebook, I like Google. I use pretty much anything that I use for technologies, but you know, I don't know, man. It's just going with the flow.
Going with the flow. Very nice
Hey,
corporate answer.
I mean, if, if they take care of me, they pay my bills, they give me a good life, man.
You're
I'd
chilling,
be,
you're vibing with them.
if I could offer something, but definitely,
Wait, I can't hear you.
oh,
No, it's
yeah.
there you go. No, it was my headphones.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Is my microphone better now?
Yeah, it was just my headphones. My headphones disconnected for some reason.
Okay.
I was getting a call and I was like, bro, stop it. Like I'm trying to turn it off and then it connected my thing, but holy crap, bro. It's insane. I really like because we were talking about it earlier in this podcast, but also outside of this podcast. We were talking about instant gratification and how people are so, for lack of better word, engineered into being like goldfish and so impatient at the same time that like for putting the work into something, or even, I mean, not even putting the work, like it doesn't have to be that serious, but like even just reading a freaking book or like watching a movie, like watching movie rates are like have like decreased, getting like libraries have decreased, like it's insane. And it's so sad because like I love reading books, I love watching movies. Sure, like I'm also the kind of guy like if a movie's like I'm kind of getting bored, I'll go on my phone maybe or something, but like I don't know, like it's just terrible, man. So like how do you balance that like overstimulation of information that is so common nowadays, if you even balance it?
Oh, I mean, how do we balance it? Can we balance it?
Can we balance it? Oh god, now it's becoming existential.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's definitely going back to, I hate how I compare this a lot, but like the gym, dude. I've been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of know now. It's like, all right, if I want to do something, it's going to take time.
Mm.
There's no way around it. People will ask you, what's the magic pill? What's the magic pill? The magic pill is time and consistency.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Like, I think once something huge that you need to realize is there is no shortcut, dude.
Mm.
Like there is no shortcut. It's gonna take time. It might take longer. I I don't know. It's gotta something you gotta accept. A hard pill to swallow, but you just
Right.
gotta keep working.
Yeah. There's like there really is no shortcuts. And like I'm someone that I personally like work smart. I mean I like to work hard too, like if it's needed, but like if I can just like automate something or template something, like I'll just do that. But um man, like going into coding, we talked about it. I've even posted as well that coding is such like a humbling and rewarding experience because there's really no shortcuts. I mean, sure, you can copy and paste snippets from Stack Overflow, but if you don't know what that code is doing, like you can't post it and publish that app or publish that website. You can't. So it's like, bro, just take the time to literally dissect every single line of code. It's gonna be a bore, but like literally in the future, you're gonna be able to explain for loops to like any kid out there. You're gonna be able to explain hooks and reduxes to anybody out there. And
Mhm.
like even talking about that actually tires me because I hate for loops. I hate them.
Yeah. I used to hate them too, but now they're just like you said, it takes time. After some time, it becomes second nature.
Yeah, man.
There is.
Oh, I love for loops, but I also hate them at the same time. What's been the hardest thing for you when it comes to learning software development?
Definitely the discipline and the motivation, like um the self-doubt, like is this gonna pay off?
Mm,
Like, oh, I make it. Like what if once I'm ready to apply for jobs, I don't get any calls back? What if, just these what ifs.
mm,
Um, it's definitely the self-doubt, I want to say, the hardest thing. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I'm pretty confident in myself.
hell yeah,
I
you
just
gotta be.
remember, it's like I'll make it. you know. Uh, if it takes longer, that's fine, you know. Like my thoughts is like, oh, I'll be a software engineer in 6 months, dude. It's gonna be 6 months already soon, and I'm still learning. But you know, circumstances change. I didn't expect to be in the boot camp, you know. I didn't expect to go from web development to Java again. So
Yeah,
I got
because you
burned out.
started with Odin project. You were starting with the front end.
Yeah, it was in JavaScript January until April.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, I was set on this. So like, this is what I'm gonna do. Then I heard Amazon was had some boot camp options. I was like, I wasn't gonna sign up for it either because it was Java. I was like, oh, I hate to jump around, you know, from JavaScript to Java. And I
right.
had bad experiences on Java. I used to suck at it. I probably still suck at it, but you know, it's a little less. Uh, so, but yeah, they came up, signed up for it, and yeah, now looking back, I'm really grateful for it. But
Dude, such a great opportunity. I remember like you were telling me about it. You were like, should I even do it? I didn't even like Java. And I was
yeah,
like, do it, bro. Just do it.
I hate Java, man. That's why it's also so nice, dude, because like in college, that was bad. Like I got burnt out, man. I couldn't figure it out, but now it's like there's people asking me for help. I'm like, what? Like people ask me for help because you don't understand something. I'm like, this is so crazy to me. It's like I was the kid. I didn't know jack crap anything in class, you know. And now
Right.
I'm like, people think I'm the one that knows this stuff. I'm like, I don't, but like, I guess I know more than them. It's just interesting, man.
Yeah.
It's a
Whenever
blessing.
whenever that stuff gets flipped onto you, because like I
Mhm.
don't hang out with like a lot of developers. Like I mean, my school I do at home. I work from home. I mean, like I only hang out with like a very small circle of people. But like when it comes to like when I did photography, when I freelanced for photography, I remember like I was so confused. I have my camera right here actually, but I was so confused with how to like manually use this and video and photo. I was like, bro, we don't use auto like professionally. Yeah, pull out your camera, Luis. Pull out your camera, Luis. Yes. That's awesome, bro. Oh man. And
Yeah.
like after just playing, like it took me a year, truthfully, to learn how to take good photos on that camera. And then people started
Mhm.
asking me about it. And so like I can like sympathize with like with how you're feeling. People are asking you about Java because it's like, bro, I used to suck.
Yeah.
And now you're asking
Exactly.
me, like I still see myself as that kid that sucked. I just know a little bit more now. But you're seeing me as someone that like knows it all.
Yeah, man. One thing I kept asking myself too, like, you know, I was in school, university. It's like I'm like, I wonder what it would feel like to not be in school. You know, I was like, I wonder what it would feel like to not have class and make money. Dude, now it's gonna be 3 years since I've graduated now. You know, it's like time flies by so fast.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. So just put in the time. Time's gonna fly by, and man, next thing you know, I'm 30, man. Next thing you know, I have kids. You know,
After that,
it's
you got like a bad back and a cane.
yeah. And then next thing you know, we have like our fifth generation from now. Are the ones left. You know, it's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's we're
Oh,
nothing. We're nothing but a speck of dust.
we're literally a blip of time, a literal blip of time. Like we're a drop in the bucket, to be honest, and how old Earth is and how many people have been on this planet. So like I actually had this conversation that you and everybody will be able to listen to starting June 1st, because that's when we release our first episode of this. Um,
Mm.
I spoke with my friends who are my age, Jaden Torres and Alex Torres. They're filmmakers, and they are both very heavy on we're going to try our hardest until we're 30 because there's always going to be a demand for corporate jobs, and we're just going to work our tails off to make our dream happen because we don't want to regret anything. Life is way too short and way too unpredictable for us to say I want to be comfortable, I want to do what's safe and never jump the gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, like I don't know about your family, but like for my family, we're from Venezuela. Like we immigrated here to America. Like my parents, they both went to college, whatever not. But when they came here, they weren't able to use their degrees, so like they literally had to bootstrap as well. And then like just seeing that, and like they gave me like a pretty nice life, I would say. Like never rich, like we were Dollar Tree and everything, all right. But
Mhm.
but growing up and just seeing that like kind of effort, like they really embodied the, we're not going to try and be comfortable, like we're going to be uncomfortable, do what's like better for our future and everything like that. Like I want to do that. Like I personally want to be the guy that's like in the family that's like, oh my god, like do you guys remember like Arturo Montiel, like oh yeah, like great granddad, like he's the reason like why we're like trillionaires now, like yeah, that guy.
That's
Like that
sick.
just,
Yeah,
that'd be so sick. Like you'll
the rich
never meet
uncle.
them. You'll
Yeah.
never meet them. But it's the fact that like you're putting in the effort now to then potentially have those people talking about you in the future. Not even those people, like your family, people that you'll never be able to touch, hold, talk to, see with your own eyes, but that you're able to like do something for them now. I will gladly take on sleepless nights. I will gladly take
Yeah.
on all the self-doubt. I will gladly take the comparison, all the days that I'm burnt out. I will gladly take that. Cause to me, everything happens for a reason. I'm a religious guy. And so like you gotta, if you want it, you gotta go get it. That's it.
Yeah. You get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you gotta put yourself out there, man. Like, I'm not caring what people think.
Mm-mm.
Cause I used to care a lot about people, what people think, man. Like what people thought about me. But like over time, you grow older, it's like you get used to it. You know,
Yeah.
I started off with YouTube. At first, I was really like, oh man, because I don't want to come off as like a nerd. You know, like, oh man, that was such a bad stigma. Oh, dude, he's a gamer. You know, he's a nerd. But now it's like I'm gladly a nerd. You know,
Oh yeah.
and like people respect you more. Or people look at you differently when you own up to it. Like when you
Yeah.
own who you are. You know. But if you're like insecure and be like, oh, I don't, you know, people use that against you. But if you're like confidence, they can't use that against you because like you know that's who you are. You know.
Yeah. Like
So
it, to me, like it's just never made sense. Like I remember like being younger. Did anybody ever bully you for being like Hispanic or something like that? Did they ever bully you for that?
nah, I went to a Hispanic school.
Oh, okay. Lucky you. But like for me, like I was literally like the brown dot on a white canvas. And and everyone was like, they would like, not everyone, but like I get made fun of for being Hispanic. I'm like, yeah, I am Hispanic. Like, what's the problem with it, bro? Like I am. Like you can't use that against me. Like I know what I am. And I lost that to some extent. Cause like
Yeah.
after the pandemic, everybody was trying to become an influencer, everybody was trying to, passive income or crypto, whatever bull crap. And like to do that, like, you kind of have to become a nerd about that certain niche. And with going to coding, I was terrified. I was so scared of going to social media for coding, like abysmally scared. I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm gonna try it for a month. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna delete my account. And it's been paying off, like in terms of not even like money, because we haven't made a dime, but like just like getting to meet people that are like-minded, bro. Oh my god,
Yeah.
such a beautiful thing.
I can relate to that too. At first I didn't want to do it. It's like, oh man, it's who am I to make software development videos? You know, it's like who am I to share my coding experience, dude? Like who am I? But over time, you know, it seems like people enjoy what I post. People support it. Obviously, you got trolls, but you're always gonna have trolls. You're gonna have trolls whether you do something, whether you don't do something. So might as well just do it. And
Mm.
I'm owning it, man. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm owning my techie side. I'm owning my nerdy side. Yes, I love software development. I love to code. So yeah.
I use Java. Man, this guy's a real nerd, right?
I guess I am. I don't care. Hey
No,
man, especially when you're making like the money though, when you're making like, you know, well over six figures. Yeah, I'll take the nerd
oh
status.
yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Like I've had I've had so many experiences with people saying like, oh, like isn't coding like kind of like a nerdy thing? I'm like, you work for a nerd.
Facts though, you
I'm
know,
like,
it's
you
like
literally work for a nerd. And like these are people that are like going to Geico or that work for like Amazon, but here in Florida. I'm like, Jeff Bezos, like that guy plays with robotics, bro. Like, mm,
yeah, I mean Someone coded up Instagram. Someone coded up Snapchat. You use it every day.
Exactly. Like software
Yeah.
is definitely the future. Do you see yourself staying a software engineer? Like do you or what do you have like any plans after you become a software engineer?
Oh, dude, entrepreneurship is always going to be in my blood. Like,
Hell yeah.
but I definitely always wanted to, work for at least experience it, like I want to be a software engineer. I do want to be an engineer. Maybe in the future, once I feel confident, once I've been in it for a couple of years, it's, but right now it's just, I want to soak in as much knowledge, I do want to work
Yeah.
for these fan companies. I do want to work, for, you know, Amazon, Facebook, Google, say just mainly so I can say that I can do it and see what it's like and gain that knowledge. And then in the future, maybe I'll start my own thing. I mean, I'm kind of doing my own thing, with TikTok and Instagram, that's my side thing. I feel like you always have to have some type of like side business, some type of like a personal brand.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. I do want to like to brand myself. Just because I'm doing software engineering doesn't mean I'm going to stop working on my personal brand.
Mm,
It's always going to be there.
yeah.
But
What is your personal brand? Like how would you describe your personal brand?
definitely want to. I think me as a person is definitely more of inspiration, but like
Mm,
using a niche to communicate that.
mm,
Because I could just start talking about, oh man, work on yourself, grind, yeah. But I use coding and tech as my medium. It's like tech. It's like my goal is to inspire, but I use tech to inspire. Because
wow.
like, oh, people know me as like the coding guy, the techie dude, and yeah, so that's my medium. Hopefully, that makes sense.
No, that does make sense. Like you're using the niche of coding to basically just like show inspiration through that because I mean it's something that you
Yeah.
love, but it's also something that like not a lot of people receive motivation for it. Like it's like you'll go to like a comp sci class and if you don't know it, like you're seen as an outcast almost, like you're seen monster size, which I don't understand because like no one understands anything whenever you go to comp sci class. Like I was literally at a
Yeah.
developer club like at my school, and I was like, "Do you guys know what the frick this is?" Like y'all know what this is, and they're like, "No, we have no idea." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like let's just get to know it. Like what's the shame? Like
Yeah.
stop that big D energy. Just like say like you don't know it." But
Yeah.
that's literally like why I like your videos because you're open about that. You're like, yeah, there are days I really don't want to do jack. There are days I don't know shit. Like
Yeah.
that's so real, man.
And coding, a lot of people might make it seem like it's a superpower, which I think it kind of is, to an extent. But at the end of the day, it's just a skill. It's just like any other thing. Some people are good at being Amazon FBA sellers. Some people are good at making videos. Some people are like amazing video editors, make some cool films.
Mm,
Coding is just another skill that you
yeah,
can use to do something, to be creative. People use photography to be creative, being artsy. I know you're really into that. Um,
yeah,
Coding is just another skill. I think we gotta stop thinking about it so highly on that level to the point it's like, oh man, it's unreached, but rather it's a skill that'll take some time. Um, but that's people might like video. I love to code. It's just my thing. Just a
right.
skill that takes time to master.
And like just to add on to that, like people like again, it's just like you said, it's don't put on a pedestal. It's something that anybody
Mhm.
can reach. It's just about like how much time, how much consistency, how much like how disciplined you are in doing that. Because if you don't have those things, like you're not gonna like that's literally the reason why people are so imprisoned to their to instant gratification nowadays because they're saying, oh, okay, like I don't have to put in the work to find a good video because there is already a good video, or at least it's sufficient enough. And that's why now we're seeing like a certain spike of people say, like, I'm not satisfied. Like I'm not like I don't want to be complacent. I want to be uncomfortable. I want to try things that have been unfathomably unreachable, like beyond a distance that's like humane. And so like seeing that little spike that you're a part of, I'm a part of, all the people around us that we're surrounding ourselves with are a part of. It's just a beautiful thing. I think it's just something that's like I really can't put into words like to articulate so well because it's I mean it's new, but it's also like it's just beautiful. It's something like you shouldn't even talk about. It's just something you should just like look at. Because at the end of the day, like we're potentially going to be like the leaders in that.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, man. Do you watch like any YouTubers or like do you consume any
So
content that
yeah.
helps you in this way or
There's a YouTuber, I think it's Dorian Develops. I think that's his
Dorian
name.
develops?
He kind of touches on that. He's very motivational, but he kind of uses code. He's like,
Is he a ball guy?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
man, he's great, man. I love him, man. He's like, oh, and also Chris Sean.
Oh, I
Chris
love
Sean,
Chris Sean. He's fire.
he's probably my main inspiration, or the main guy I really looked up to that got me into coding again. So as Chow Codes. I don't know if you know him.
Chow
It's like
codes.
20K. I really like his videos too because he started kind of in the same position as I did. He worked in IT and transitioned over to software development. Um, so once I saw his video, I was like, damn, this dude's so relatable. So I follow him and I think he's super cool. He's liked a couple of my videos on TikTok too. When I first saw him, I'm like, this is sick.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's yeah, man. Hopefully one day, we can once I'm bigger, put myself out there more, I can, maybe he'll pay, maybe I can reach out to him, maybe he'll respond.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. You said like because what was it? Can I talk about CS Jack?
Oh, what?
CS Jack.
What's that?
Oh, now I feel like I shouldn't even talk about it anymore. Come on, Luis. The 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 girl that's a computer she's a software engineer who you have a crush on.
Oh, her. Oh, yeah. It's all fun and games. No, I love her videos though. You're talking about CS Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I love her videos too. Remember I think the very first video. Oh, I don't even know how I found there. But she has good content too. She
She
also
is,
like
yeah.
self-taught. She started like making like self-taught videos, and her the way, I guess, how she became an SWE, because I know she's a software engineer at Amazon too. I think it took her more on the 2-year route too. So
Wow.
it's like it's realistic, it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I love her videos. She makes good content. I learned a lot from her too. So
Yeah, she has great content. That is definitely for sure. But
yeah.
like the reason why I brought her up though is because you said that you're gonna wait until like your personal brand is bigger before you reach out.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like for in general.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is, look, when it comes to like finding a mentor or wanting to grab the big famous attention, why would they want to pay attention to me? Not that I'm not valuable, but I feel like also when it comes to mentorship, when you ask someone to be a mentor, you just can't be a leech. You got to bring them value too. Same thing is like, oh, if I want to collab with the big YouTuber, they're not. If I'm barely putting in work, if I'm a nobody, and I just want like an easy way up, there's people that are like that. Oh, they have like tens of. I've had people from my YouTube channel that have like a gaming channel, and they have maybe like 200 subscribers, but they want to collab with me. But the reason is, they want the attention because I have a bigger audience. So it's like I'm not gonna be that leech. Like if I reach out, if I want to collab with someone, I want to make sure I bring them value too. Just how they'll, just how they're gonna bring me value. So it needs to be like a good exchange. You can't just be a leech, but rather, that's what I'm saying. Like, once I get a bigger audience, maybe I could bring them value. They bring me value. It's a good exchange. That's my perspective.
Wow. I've never thought of it like that. Like now that like you said, like you put it into words, makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Because to
man.
me, like I'm someone that just has like a really big heart. Like not saying that you don't have a big heart, but I'm saying like I have I have a big heart where like I don't think of it like that. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna help out anybody, whatever not. But like there's been instances where people just have leached. So whenever you said like leech, I was like, oh my God, like I've had people that have done that. Like,
Yeah.
and that's whenever I felt like I was being taken advantage of. But like with your perspective is like you still have a big heart, but not only for them, but like for yourself at the same
Mhm.
time. Like you protect yourself. Holy crap. I just learned something. Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Just how it's just how it is, man. So that's fine. Like I'm trying to grow a bigger audience. Once 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K, it's gonna be way easier for them to be like, you know what? All right, let's collab, let's do something because it's an equal exchange. So just my thoughts, man. Same thing with mentorship. If I want to be someone, if I want to be asked for a mentor, I gotta make sure I give them something in return, whether
Mm.
that's my undivided attention, like do whatever, But
Oh, yeah.
it's
I was gonna ask you, I was like, how would you see yourself or like what would make yourself more valuable to someone in that
uh,
sense, like a mentorship?
I think being a good mentee, man. You're the one that needs to be pulling the weight most of the time. You
Mm,
can't have them reaching out to you. It's like they're already offering you time. You
right.
got to set up the time. You got to be the one reaching out. You got to. I think that's the biggest thing, though. Make sure you're reaching out. And you make sure you're giving them undivided attention and like being grateful for them. You
Yeah.
know, you can't ask for mentorship and expect them to chase you because they
Right.
don't need you. They don't need
Mm-mm.
the person that needs the other person less has the most power. So they don't need me, but I need them. So I got to put in that extra effort. I got to put in that extra work.
Wow.
So that's kind of the same way as reaching out to a bigger influencer. They have
Yeah.
more power than I do. They don't need me. It's like they don't need me. So I got to bring value to them. And this way is maybe me having a bigger audience that I can bring to them as well, and not just them to me.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Holy crap. That was quite profound, not gonna lie. Oh man. Is
Yeah.
there is there somebody that you look up to?
Yeah, probably Krishan, probably Child Codes. Uh, in general, I have a lot of people, man, but I think my number one inspiration has been my friend, the YouTuber guy,
Mm,
just because I know him personally. He's not into software development, but like the fact that he's made it, making well over 2, 3, 400K a year. I'm assuming it's does his own thing, big YouTuber. So it's like that's inspiring.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's his YouTube channel? Plug him. Plug him.
His name is Steph is Code.
How do you spell that? Stephus?
Yeah, he has like a dating channel. Steph STEPH is cold as in temperature wise. Steph is
Okay.
cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
Steph is cold. All right. All right. Heck yeah.
yeah.
I'll definitely take a look. Everybody go to his YouTube channel. Link in the description. 100%.
Yeah, he's kind of like on that same motivational, but uses like dating as like the medium.
Oh, now I'm like really intrigued. I want to know how that works.
Because like a lot of people, we all go through stuff. We all date, we all go through heartbreaks.
We do?
So
I don't date.
oh, I've been heartbroken.
Oh no,
But hey,
same,
I'm
bro.
not ashamed. It's you go through tough times, man. It's part of life. But people are heartbroken. People don't know. Maybe the girlfriend left them or whatever, so they try to find answers. He try to give his opinion,
Mm,
and it comes down to more than that. It's focus on yourself too, man. Look in the mirror.
mm.
Are you broke? Do you not have any goals in your life? Do you maybe you just gotta work on yourself too.
Wow.
So it's kind of the perspective of things.
Yeah, man. How you're so much wiser than you give yourself off like on at least on social media. I mean because it's different. Like it's more like
Yeah.
niche down. But like how did you get to this level of wisdom and self-awareness that you have? Something that's like very hard to develop. Like there are people that are your age that I know, children, absolute children.
Yeah. I think it's the bad experiences, the rough moments, man. Uh, the low points in your life. It's what's taught me everything, you know. And that's why when I was getting comfortable, I'm like, man, I'm getting too comfortable. I gotta learn something new. So decided to completely remove myself from one city and move to another city, see what I can learn there. I'm completely alone, so I got to figure something out. So that's where I'm at right now. You learn things. For example, heartbreak, right? You get heartbroken. All right, now you're completely different zone. And now it's like, all right, I gotta figure stuff out. How do I get over this? How do I feel better? How do I've also end of college, I was driving for Uber and I got in a big car accident and I just quit my job too. I was broke, man. I had like $5 to my name. I was desperate, you know.
Wow.
Started applying. It's really the tough moments, I think, in your life that really makes you a wise person.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of people go through tough times. Everyone goes through tough times. Not everybody learns too. But
Yeah. You have to be open to learn it.
yeah, yeah, that's what it is, man. I think accepting that you don't know it all,
Yeah.
and that there's people more wiser and smarter, and that you should always keep an open mind and not have such a big ego. Like,
Mm.
oh, who are you to tell me? You're younger than me. Who are you to tell me that something that I don't know? I'm older than you. I'm smarter than no. It's you always have to be a teacher. I'm sorry, always be a student.
Yeah.
You always got to be a student, no matter what. Even if you think they're less qualified, just keep an open mind. If it makes sense, keep it. If it doesn't, just let it go then. But always keep an open mind.
Right. Oh man. I've actually heard a variation of that. Um, it says a a wise man isn't a good scholar, and a scholar isn't a wise man. And it just reminded me of that there's going to be tons of people that think that they're super intelligent in whatever area or sector, but if they think they're the only ones that are smart, then they're not the smart one in the room. Like you got to be willing to learn these things. Like oh, I don't know which CEO, but there are literal CEOs in big tech that are open to trying on new things. And like being open-minded is such a big superpower, and being self-aware is such a big superpower that like a lot of people don't take advantage of that, or don't even try to learn how to do that. And I think since I've been young, like since I was really a kid, like I've always, like my parents have always said, like been very self-aware, and they said to me like keep that, because not a lot of people have it. And so I kept on to it because I thought it was cool. I was like, oh my God, I'm conscious of myself. I was, I was like, I feel like this is sick. And so, but growing up, like I'm seeing like not a lot of people have that. And like the few people that do have it, I connect with so well. But the few people that do have it that I haven't connected with yet, it's because like they're super freaking successful. Like mad, like mad successful. Like Elon Musk, this guy's like the most like self-aware dude on this planet. Huge
Yeah.
billionaire. Not saying it's a cause, just correlated, but like it's such a great thing, man.
Yeah, you got to be open, man. You can never think you're the best.
Mm.
Always be a student.
And do you see that with software engineering?
Oh, I feel like everybody does, man. We all got imposter syndrome. So that's not hard to do in that field.
No. I feel
Those
mad
things
dumb,
for
bro.
people.
When's the
Yeah.
like in this boot camp? Like, have you felt dumb, or
Uh, I'll be honest, not yet.
not yet? I
um,
like that.
no, it's kind of slow. Like honestly, I feel like a little too easy for me right now, but 'cause I've kind of gone through everything already so far. But it will once it comes to like more in-depth stuff. Like what I do like is data structures and algorithms, but that's one thing I know, so I'm focusing on.
Mm, mm.
But, yeah.
Have you built like anything yet? Like any software?
See, that's the thing, man. Like when it comes to Java, I don't know what to build. It's not like web development where I can build a website. I could
Yeah.
build a web app. Java's the back end, Like I'm kind of lost, I'll be honest. Like I don't know how do I hook up a database to it. It's like, yeah, there's still a lot of unknown fields there that I gotta, I'm sure we'll get to in class soon enough, but right now I'm pretty clueless.
Yeah,
So
that's the
still
best part though. I
lots
think,
to learn.
yeah, man, like when it comes to things that like you don't know, do you get excited or like scared about them? Or is there like a mixture?
Oh man, I think it's more excitement than anything, dude. It's like finally, like we're gonna get into something that I don't really know.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm like 2 weeks ahead of class, so our syllabus allows us to work on our stuff like classes ahead of time. So I'm like always done with stuff, and I have nothing to do. So all I really do is I go in these study groups. Like the other day, I spent like 4 hours helping the other people in my class because they didn't understand methods.
Wow.
So I stayed from like 8:30 till 12:30 at night after work. So it was a long session, but like I love it, man. Like I love teaching. And not only does it help them, but it solidifies the knowledge in my head. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love to teach too. I love.
Would you become a comp sci teacher? Like
Oh
in your
yes,
bad back cane days?
I would. I was thinking. I was talking to my mom about that. Honestly, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I feel like I would love to be a teacher someday, like at a university or something. Even an IT, since that's more of my field. But I can teach them web development or something.
That's awesome. Would you have like your own course? Like, guys, buy my
Maybe.
course. All right, let's get into the juicy questions. Juicy questions, Luis. All
Sure.
righty. So, in terms of, because you're a big tech guy, you like tech. What is your favorite piece of tech right now?
Oh, right now I don't know why I'm really into headphones right now.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
like right now, I don't know. That's just I love audio right now. So audio right now is like a big piece. I'm obsessed with my light bar. I don't know if I can show you real quick.
Oh, the BenQ light bar.
Yeah, so like this thing is awesome. Like this changes like everything, man.
It
um,
is sick, man. And it's
because
bright.
especially yeah, because you have one too, right?
Yeah, I have. It's not BenQ though. It's one from that I got from AliExpress because it was like 75%
Oh, really?
cheaper.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, I don't
but
blame you.
I like it just because it has like this little thing, like it controls the light.
Oh, it's wireless?
Yeah,
What the heck? That's cool. Yeah, mine has like that's dope. Nice.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, so
AliExpress.com.
yeah, I used to
Except you had to
drop
wait like
ship.
3 months though.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, AliExpress.
So you used to drop
Uh,
ship?
I used to drop ship, yeah, during college because I wanted to be like, oh man, I'm telling you, man, I've tried so many things in my life trying to like make money on the side.
Did you make money?
Like I sold a couple items, but I was spending too much money on Facebook ads. I couldn't keep up, man. I was broke. I was spending all my money on Facebook ads, so I wasn't really making profits. So
Oh
I
dang.
stopped.
Was it sustainable?
Yeah, not for me at the moment. Maybe, maybe nah, I don't think I'll get into it again.
Mm,
Uh if anything, I just gotta keep working on my personal brand.
yeah. No, you have
Yeah.
a sick brand, man. Very sick brand. Actually, I made some videos that were inspired from your videos, where it's
Oh,
like the like you've seen them. Like it's like the deep videos. Like I don't know what to say deep, but like deep as in like close up, lights
oh
are
yeah.
dark,
Style. Yeah.
and like basically just like any TikTok gym sound.
Yeah. Yeah. I use a lot of songs from the gym with my TikTok because all I have on my For You page is gym talk.
Yeah, bro.
So
I'm literally like, where the frick does this guy get them, bro? Like, I want these sounds. They're so
yeah,
sick.
it's not from TikTok. No.
No, it's because that's the thing. Like, I literally spend like hours like scrolling through like all the hashtags. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, okay, gym isn't like listed, but let me just try the gym. It's very much
Yeah.
every single song that you have used for those videos were on the gym. I was like, this freaking guy, bro. This is the secret spice.
It is, man, because like all these gym songs are like super motivational, lifting lots of weight. So I just transfer that over to my videos. Makes I like them.
Yeah, no, they're sick. Your videos are sick. That's the best thing too is that like you talk in them, but like you also just like educate people, but not educate them in the sense like this is a for loop and this is a while loop, and here's the difference. It's like
Yeah.
you educate them on just like life and using code to educate them. It's like it's very cool. There we go. That's like the best way to articulate the thing we were talking about like 50 minutes ago. But oh man, such a sick TikTok. Plug your TikTok, by the way.
Tech Dev Luis. Tech Dev, short for developer Luis.
Luis. And is that
Yeah.
an S or a Z for my white guys that be listening?
S.
S. There you go.
Yep.
You heard it first.
Yeah.
Because bro, every single person that I talked to that's been like white,
Mhm.
they're like, how do you spell Luis? I'm like, fair enough. It could be an S or a Z, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next Uzi question. What is the worst piece of tech that you've seen at your boot camp? Like what's like the worst thing that you've seen
At my boot camp?
at your boot camp?
Oh. I don't know, man. We don't really use tech, honestly. Found a lot of great things.
Yeah.
But
Like what? Like what do you guys use to code over there?
IntelliJ. So I used to code in Eclipse back in school. I hated it. So when I
Yeah.
found out about Eclipse, I'm like, oh, this is way better than Eclipse, in my opinion. People might not agree, but I like IntelliJ.
IntelliJ is cool.
Yeah.
I use VS Code, but IntelliJ is I think it's paid, right? You gotta pay for it.
It's free. Yeah, but I like VS Code for front develop for like JavaScript.
No.
I don't know I don't even know if you can use IntelliJ for JavaScript. It's not the same.
Yeah, because IntelliJ is just for Java, right? Like primarily.
I think so. I don't even know exactly. I know
Oh, man.
Kotlin too.
Oh, you know Kotlin?
No, I just know
Oh,
it's an
okay.
option.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
No,
It's
not
like,
yet.
wait a minute. Would you?
No.
All right. So you say you're into headphones. Did you see like the new headphones that came out from Sony?
Yes, that's why I mentioned it because I want them so bad.
Bro, they're
The
sick.
MX5s.
Yeah, I'm so happy
Yeah.
that's a short name. Because all before it was like M3700555. I'm like, all right, that's unnecessary.
Yeah, no, the MX5s, man. Because I just bought the new ones. I got the Bose QC45s. They're nice, but I don't know. I like to buy new things every now and then. Like,
You like to get new toys,
yeah, I like new toys.
bro? I'm the same way. Literally, like most of our business expenses is like trying out new toys. Like recently, we just got like 3 different new keyboards to try out. I'm like, all right, we don't like any of them,
You and your curvy keyboards.
bro. It's the best. It's the absolute best. Only thing is that it has a stupid number pad on it. Like if they just cut this off and made it like 75% and then put that over there. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I just use this little guy.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Which one's that one? The K2?
Yeah, I think so.
Keychron K2. You can get off of Amazon.
Yep. So it gets the job done.
Oh yeah, but I actually had that before I got the Kirby board. I like the Keychron.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'm not the biggest keyboard connoisseur, but
No, neither am I. There's like a whole world. It's like, oh, did you solder your PCB board? I'm like, shut the freak up. Conversation's done.
Yeah, no. I see a lot of cool keyboard videos on Instagram Reels, like these super creamy sounding keyboards.
It's so nice.
I do want to buy one of those though. I will say that. But
It's a solid investment.
Yeah.
Solid investment. One of my friends, he has like such a nice keyboard. It's $1,200 of all the mods.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's like super nice. Like he told me I can't post it, but like I want to post it. He sent me like a 15-second clip of him typing on his keyboard, and I'm like, can I please use it for a TikTok? Like, please, for the love of God, please. He's like, no, bro. I find it uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, it's cool.
Oh man.
And then next question. Are you an Apple or a Windows guy?
Oh, Apple, 100%.
Yeah.
Apple for coding, obviously, for gaming, Windows, but for a personal day to day, Mac any day, every day.
Yeah. Do you use
What do
Mac at Amazon?
No, we have a Windows machine.
Mm,
Yeah, so
guys are lame.
Windows are easier to troubleshoot, in my opinion.
They're easier to troubleshoot. Why do
Yeah,
you say that?
'cause I don't know much about Mac.
Fair
But,
enough.
like most corporate users, I think for the most part, Windows, like any business, they're cheaper
Yeah.
than Mac.
So much cheaper. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I wish Mac was a little bit cheaper. It wouldn't hurt the bank as much.
yeah,
But you have a
expensive.
MacBook though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now.
Which one is it?
The Pro, the 19, not the not the recent one, but the one before that.
Oh,
Just
okay.
16. Yeah.
Oh, like the i9.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Is the performance still holding up or what?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I have no complaints. All I use it to do is coding, so
Oh yeah.
that's all I need.
What do you edit your videos with?
Adobe Rush.
Oh,
Yeah, I use Rush.
bro. How wait, do you pay for the suite or
Yeah, it's like 50 a month.
oh
Yeah, I know. Cause I have it because I was using it to edit my videos, my YouTube videos with Adobe Premiere. So Rush is included. So I use the whole suite really. I use Photoshop. I use Lightroom. Like
Mm.
I use it all.
Oh, okay.
So I'll pay for it.
Yeah, you might as well, man. Cause like in school, we technically get it for free. Technically, I say technically because we're still paying for, like overpriced classes for
Mhm.
university, and we get the Adobe Suite for free. But my plan is to have my friends and their friends give me their Adobe Suites when I graduate college, so that way I never ever have to pay the $50 suite.
Yeah, it adds up, man. It's kind of pricey. Thinking about
Yeah,
canceling it, but
$600 a year. Like what the hell?
damn, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what the heck happened? What was
Your
that?
screen, what happened?
Like my monitor turned off. Which is a great segue to the next question. What monitor do you use?
Oh man, I don't use really anything crazy. I definitely want a new monitor, but I have a Scepter monitor that Amazon gave me for work. So they gave me two. I use one, and then I use a Dell vertically. It's a gaming monitor, but
Would
nothing special, man. I get that question a lot. So yeah, it's nothing special.
yeah, you
It's
really
not,
don't need anything special for coding.
no, not yet. I mean, I have to. I just need two monitors. That's it.
Yeah.
All I
What's your
need.
workflow like
And,
when you got two monitors?
oh, I mean, I just have my code in one screen and Google on the other. That's all you need, man.
That's
All
awesome.
I need.
Do you take notes on an app or is it just like you just try to memorize it or not memorize it, but kind of
uh,
like work your mind off to it or
yeah, I don't take notes. I feel like at the end of the day, I'll Google the methods. It's just a matter of 2 seconds. Oh,
mm,
you know, what does this method do? Yeah.
this guy's a walking flex. Oh my God. Bro,
No.
I've been taking notes on like I'll put so many comments in my code just to make sure. And then I'll like put in my Notion. Like I'm literally like creating like courses in my Notion so that way like I can charge people for like a crash course on JavaScript right now.
Hmm.
And it's turning out pretty nice. But like that's the only reason why I take notes. I'm like, it could probably help somebody else.
Yeah.
Why not? Have you heard of Notion? Do you use it?
Yeah. I used to use it, but I'm not really the note taker guy.
Nah.
More of a just doing. If I don't understand something, I'll just do it on IntelliJ and see how it works.
This guy's a
It's
walking
one of those things.
flex.
It's one of those things, it's I don't that's just how I learn, by
Yeah.
doing. I can't learn by taking notes. I'm no. Yeah.
Mm. Do you because I know for like SWEs they have to do You have to do like logic design. Have you gotten into that yet or?
Like system design with Amazon.
Sure. Sure,
Uh,
where it's like we want this software to do X. Okay, so how are we gonna get this to do X? Well, let's pass it through this logic. Let's design the logic system. So
I don't. I haven't really touched on that. The main thing I'm focusing on right now is data structures and algorithms, like
yeah, you
which I
want leak
guess is
code?
logic. Yeah, man, I suck at leak code, but hey, we'll get it, man. We'll get it. You know, some of those things takes time.
Honestly, after spending like 7 months with coding, I don't know jack about leak code. Like, what is leak code?
It's just pretty much algorithm questions, the data structures and algorithm questions. You know, give you a little prompt, see if it's efficient. That's you also got to make sure it's efficient. You can't just brute force. So you just can't write a for loops. It can take too long.
Mm,
So you got to figure out the best data structure, the best algorithm. Um,
shadow time complexity,
yeah, time and space complexity. Take those into account.
which is so it's crazy. You wouldn't think about it, but like
Yeah.
that's why like I learned that with JavaScript, like instead of using so many if else statements,
Uh-huh.
you would have to use like you started off with if and then you go into else ifs. So that way like it doesn't pass for every conditional. It just goes to the one that it only matches.
Oh, interesting.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
is
have a
that is
lot.
that what you learned?
I have a lot to learn, man. You know,
That's
still
the
trying to
only
figure.
that's like literally the only thing I've learned that's come to like close to DSA. Like I'm still learning stuff about DSA.
Yeah, I'm still focusing on hash maps right now and hash tables.
Never nah, bro.
Maps. I don't think it's that difficult to understand, but you know, binary trees and damn, there's a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
I'll get,
literally going on leetcode.com because like you posted about it on your TikTok, and I was like, let me
yeah,
go see about LeetCode. Let me see what this is. Ah, nah.
yeah. It's more like just interview prep though. Like I think I'm really gonna start getting. I'll start doing them now, but I'm really gonna get serious maybe starting July or August because I graduate my boot camp in September. So maybe like 2-3 months of lead
Oh
codes every
man.
day. Hopefully, I'll be ready for a junior level position.
Oh dude, I really do hope so. I think it'd be so sick because um we were talking about how like one of the biggest things, like one of the biggest reasons why you want to become an SWE is because you want to like show representation for our minority
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of people that look like us over there
Man, I
that
got a lot of yeah,
like either they are there but like as a janitor.
yeah, yeah, man. I get a lot of comments on TikTok. It's like, oh, you know, people saying like, oh, I'm Hispanic, man. They don't want us. They don't like us. I'm like, I think, man, gotta stop playing the victim.
Yeah,
This is my thoughts, man. Like, ah, I don't know. I think we gotta start bringing so. I think we gotta start bringing race so much into things.
thank you.
Uh, I think maybe the reason a lot of us aren't in it is because that's just not how Hispanics or our type, you know, our race was raised, man. We weren't raised to be software engineers. We were
No,
raised to
no,
work at, you know, we were raised being farmers. We were, you know, we grew up, you know, living, you know, that type of environment, not software engineers. It's like, what?
not at all, man. Like not
You
at all.
know?
Like literally my grandpa, he was a programmer like whenever like of like the first like couple computers that came out.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, like that dude was badass. All right. He
Yeah.
was making he was using what like the big like tennis court computers and stuff, but
Uh-huh. Damn.
um RIP that old guy. But like that's him. Like he was the only one like in our entire family that went into programming and stuff like that. But no, Hispanics are mainly raised to be like either like medical field, engineering, law, but like software engineering, going on a keyboard and making six figures, nah,
Yeah. Yeah.
does not make sense.
Yeah, there's such a low percentage of Hispanic tech workers,
Yeah.
you know, so I gotta change that.
Yeah, but I agree with you in the statement that like let's stop playing the victim game because I mean like just because we're Hispanic doesn't mean like we lose. Just because
Yeah.
you're black doesn't mean you lose. Just because you're white doesn't mean you lose. Sure, there's like some certain caveats. Sure, there's like certain systems in place that, you know, may or may not deter whatever skin, whatever. Cool. Like don't use that against yourself because you're just like you're the only one in your corner. Like you gotta be for yourself or not.
Yeah.
And you're just saying like, oh, like I'm Latino, like I'm not gonna be able to make it. Then you won't make it. Like, okay, cool, but
Mhm.
like don't blame it on your race, blame it on you.
Yeah. Promise me. I promise you, if you're a good software engineer, like you're actually genuinely good, they're not gonna turn you down. And I
They're gonna
don't
be
care
like,
if you're white, Asian, Hispanic. If you're good at what you're doing, if you're good at it, they'll hire you.
oh yeah, oh
you
yeah,
know,
and not even in software engineering, any field, in
yeah,
any
any field.
field,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Any field, you're right. Yeah.
like any field, like, bruh,
If
just
you
put in the
can't get a
works,
job, yeah, if you can't get the job, is maybe you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta work harder. That's it.
work harder, work smarter, see what other people are
Yeah,
doing, try to get it in,
yeah,
make relationships, do what you can. But like, I think just like, I think this entire conversation is mainly just talking about how like you got to be disciplined, consistent, but also like not give in to instant gratification because so many people nowadays are just so into that oh like this guy he's making six figures after doing like a few posts on social media and he's black like I can do that too. Nah, bro, like it wasn't like two videos. It was like after like 6 years of being a video editor, then going to social media and trying it out, like doing the digital marketing that's needed. It's not that easy. It's not easy, but it's worth it putting in the hard work.
yeah.
Especially just for
Takes
the
time.
chance, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you do you read?
Oh man, I used to read a lot of books, but now the only thing I read is code.
This guy's a nerd. No, I'm kidding.
That's all I read, man. But I did read a lot, man. I used to read a lot of self help books and finance books and stuff like that.
Got any good
Um,
recommendations?
the cliche "Rich Dad Poor Dad" is really good.
Mm,
Shoot, man, it's been a while, man. But that's one of the books that really stood out to me.
yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I haven't read it yet. I hear a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting book. It's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
A book I recommend is it's called How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson.
Oh, I think I might have heard of that book.
Phenomenal book.
Hmm.
Phenomenal book. And then also, I mean, of course, the Bible, not even from a
Hmm.
religious standpoint, but it's actually like really good for self-help. And then there's
Yeah.
also The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
That was that. Yes, that's a big reason why I also moved.
Yeah,
I read that book. I finished reading that book. I'm like, damn, it touched me, man. Like, trying to find my purpose, trying to find my, you know, believing in myself. That book is amazing, man. I loved
such a
it.
beautiful book.
Yeah,
It,
such a good book.
oh, bro, I cried while reading it. It wasn't even like a, it was just like one of those like,
It
wow,
touches you, man. It just touches your soul, dude. It's like, oh
such a
man, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Like
It touched me too. Yeah,
I read it on an ebook and I was like, I don't give a crap. I'm buying the physical copy. And I
yeah,
read it again recently and I was just like it literally takes like at least for me, like if you're self-aware enough and you're able to like dig deep into yourself, like you'll get a lot out of that book. If you're not, you're egotistical, don't read it. But like that book, I reread it and it just took out like everything that I was worried about and just laid it out there. And I was like, no, like repress it. Go no, I was like, nah, bro, like you gotta take care of this now. And so like jumping into making a business at 19, still learning how to code, social media,
yeah.
having
Yeah, it'll pay
basically like
off,
no
man.
social life. Like it most definitely will. I
Yeah,
not even for money or anything like that, just like the biggest thing to me, like yesterday, whenever people were saying like you helped me so much yesterday, or what you posted on your social media like touched me very like so much. Like it was so
yeah.
inspiring. That's what makes it worth it. Like
Yep, exactly. Imagine where you'll be a decade from now. You know. You'll still be young.
Yeah, I'll be 29.
Yeah, still young, man.
Probably gonna start balding or something, but
No more long hair.
no. I need to get a haircut though, because I look like a homeless guy on social media.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, bro, it's bad. Like my mom's like, okay, I think it's tiempo. Yeah, like I'm like, all right.
It's not your
But
haircut, boy.
yeah, man, I should. I used to have short hair, not as short as like your hair, but like it was like roughly around the same. Like you go to my Instagram post, I used to have like short hair. Did you have long hair, or were you always like short hair?
I was kind of had my hair like this,
Yeah,
medium length. Yeah.
yeah, it's clean,
So
bro. It's clean. It's clean.
appreciate it.
Of course, man.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna have to head out here shortly. I
Yeah, man.
gotta start that coding session group.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself like a little bit of a fresher before you go into that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, seriously, Luis, thank you so much for this conversation. Very blessed, very grateful to have you here, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you too, man. It was a good talk. So
Yeah, bro.
whoever watches it, hopefully, brings some value.
100%. I hope so. This episode will most likely be released. I honestly, I kind of want to push it to like one of like the very first episodes that'll be released, but might be released by August, might be released by then. We'll see.
Nice. How many do you have recorded already?
We don't talk about it, just a lot.
Okay.
We
All right.
have a lot. So
Nice.
yeah, we have like 4 that are ready to publish, 3
Oh
in the back
wow.
burner, and then and by we I mean me. I'm the only guy. Like my business
Yeah.
partner left. Like it's just me. So
Oh,
yeah. So you know, killing it.
awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Well, best of luck, man.
Thanks, man. Everybody,
So,
all his information will be in the description below. Um yeah, all right, cool. Thanks, Luis.
all
Good
right.
luck on
Yeah.
everything, my
Thanks.
man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Of
Thanks for
course.
having me. I'll
See you,
see ya.
brother.